Okay, and so we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. We have with us in the room for our post-fight show, we have the Honourable, the Venerable, as one says, Uncle James Bashir. Uncle, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Everything's good.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I know that you are an interested onlooker on tonight's boxing. Let us start with, before we start with the heavyweights, let's talk about Joshua Buatsi for a minute. What did you think of Joshua Buatsi tonight?
I thought that he showed good ring generalship. He got hit a couple of times, but that's to be expected from a fighter at his level. But he showed good ring generalship, good poise, and good execution of his punches. For the caliber of boxer that he was in with, he looked pretty good tonight.
Okay, Uncle, I know you say that, but I'm going to flip the argument slightly. I'm going to say to you, or the debate, I'm going to flip this to you and say to you, well, okay, Buatsi looked okay, but to me, he looked like a guy that when you put the pressure on him, he didn't seem like he could adapt or make the changes. He sat in the pocket way too long. He was getting caught with the overhand right and no adjustments were being made. He was too stiff, didn't move his head. And that might be overcritical, but that's a guy, he's fighting against a guy that had lost 4 times and people expect him to blow out. I mean, people.
Well, he made some mistakes out there, but he's a young fighter. How many fights does Buatsi have?
This guy is Olympic medalist, isn't he? He's the remember, he's the guy that a lot of people were saying would have walked through Kovalev and knocked Kovalev out. He would have done better than Yard. He'd smash Yard. I don't believe any of that because
like I've said, the average fan out there now is uneducated. They're not in-depth boxing people. They just make decisions and accusations based on what they see in the ring presently. They don't look at a fighter's career in depth and overall. So that's neither here nor there with me. I don't pay much attention to that.
Yeah, but the level of opposition, he was getting caught with overhand rights and left hooks.
Right.
And if that was a bigger puncher, that would be a bit concerning, don't you think? At that level. Now, if you're getting tagged at that level.
At this level, at this stage of his career, yeah, that could cause him some problems. But I'd like to point out something,
Go ahead.
Like I've said many times, like I've said to you many times before,
mm-hmm.
I've traveled to many countries in the world.
Yeah.
There's only a few countries that I haven't been in. And when I say been there, I don't mean cameo appearances where I come in for 2 or 3 days and I'm gone. I'm traveling the country and I'm staying 3 and 4 months. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you could say that I was a transporter. I was living there.
Right.
And for the most part, I think what's hurting boxing and the boxers is that the coaches are not knowledgeable. I find that the coaches are not knowledgeable. I'm coming from an era where you had, wiser, smarter trainers. The trainers now is all show and no substance.
Agreed.
So what can you expect? What can you expect from a guy like Buatsi or Yard? What can you expect with the people that's training?
Yeah,
with this kid Luke Campbell tonight.
Yeah, we'll get to Campbell in a minute, but you've got but Uncle, this is a guy which I've said it to box fans already. Buatsi and Okoli are going to go down the same road as Kell Brook. What ends up happening? These guys get fed half dead fighters, and then they reach a guy who's going to give them resistance, and they don't know what to do. And you saw that tonight with Buatsi. You saw tonight with Buatsi when he started getting hit back. He couldn't make the adjustments. He couldn't get his head out of the line, and he struggled. To me.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to what I just said. Who's training Buatsi? Who's the trainer?
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally. But you see, we can tell, or for me, I can tell from just watching Buatsi tonight, if he doesn't make those adjustments and those adjustments now, They'll say, oh, you got caught with those shots, but it don't matter, we'll move on. Because I see this repeatedly over and over again. You start getting tagged at this level, and then you move up.
It all goes back to the teacher.
But they ignore those things, Uncle.
A boxer is only a reflection of who is teaching him. A boxer is only a reflection to what he gains or what he accepts or what he embraces from the teacher. That's all it is.
Well, I agree with you to that point, but we can use Huey Fury as an example, you know, because is he learning? Is he improving? But we'll come to that point in a minute. So coming back to Boaxi.
You asked.
Come back to Boaxi. I mean, yeah, he's young, but because somebody's young, it makes it inexcusable. This guy's fought in the Olympics. He's got a certain pedigree. I'm sure that guy that he fought tonight had no pedigree like that. He was getting caught with right hands. Okay, he got caught once. All right, let me see you make an adjustment. Did the same thing.
Why do you say that why do you say he's got a pedigree? Because he was in the Olympics?
Yes.
I saw dozens of guys come out of the Olympics and can't fight a lick. I've seen many guys come out of the Olympics and don't do nothing in the pro.
Yeah, but hold on. But it's contrary. It's a contrary statement because we said that Anthony Yard had no amateur experience and he shouldn't be fighting the likes of Kolev. Here's a guy here who's got loads of amateur experience, and then you're saying, well, he fought in the Olympics, so he can't fight a lick. So what is it? What is it? Do you need the amateur experience to fight as a pro, or what?
You know what? That analogy you just made.
Yes.
It only applies in certain cases. We've been through this before. That only applies in certain cases. Tim Witherspoon was the two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He didn't have no amateur experience. Maurice Harris was the number one contender in the world twice. He didn't have no amateur experience.
Well, they're clowns that say these clowns tell you and say you have to have an amateur experience to be a pro fighter, or you need to have the amateur experience to be a world champion. But you've just disproved that and debunked it already.
Who said that?
All these experts.
No, the experts are wrong, because if you go back in the annals and the history of boxing, you'll find a lot of pro boxers that didn't have no amateur experience. They just came into boxing to box because they couldn't eat no other way. Jack Dempsey, Jack Dempsey didn't have no amateur career. Jack Dempsey came to boxing because he was eating out the garbage can. He said a burger from over the counter tastes better than a burger from the garbage can. So the experts are wrong.
Of course they are.
You understand? Amateur experience applies sometimes. Sometimes amateur experience applies, and sometimes they don't. You take a guy like what's the heavyweight guy from Nigeria?
Samuel Peter.
No, before Samuel, hard puncher. Fort Derek Jefferson.
I know you're talking about the Nightmare. What's his name? I know you're talking about.
No.
I know you. I can see now.
Hard puncher. I can't think of his name right. He won the Olympic silver medal. He came to America 17-0, 16 knockouts.
Ike Ikiabuchi.
It wasn't Ike Ikiabuchi. It was another Nigerian. And it's short. David Eison.
Eison. That's it. Eison. That's the guy.
Eison can punch like a mule. He won the Olympic silver medalist. They brought him to America. They put him in with a guy with no experience, a guy with a 10 and 6 record. And David Eison was an experienced silver medalist. And he came in and got his ass whooped by a guy with no experience whatsoever. And the guy comfortably beat him over the 10 rounds they fought. So this situation applies in some cases, in other cases
Uncle,
it doesn't apply.
I don't see.
It means nothing to me.
I don't see.
A person's experience means nothing to me. Because one well-placed person, Huh?
I don't see nothing in Boatsy. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see nothing special about him. I just don't. I don't see what the hype's about.
Well, with Boatsy, I think Boatsy could be a good fighter. I sent you a text.
Yes.
You know what the text said. I don't want to go on the air talk about the text, but I sent you a text.
Yeah.
You can come in and make all these official appointments in an office, but the fact of the matter, the boxer and the trainer has got to have a rhythm. They got to have a chemistry. They got to have trust between the two of them. It's like a singing group. Somebody is the lead tenor, somebody is the acapella, somebody is the bass. That's what makes a singing group. Rhythm, chemistry. And if they don't have that there, then it won't work. People make these decisions. This person's going to train him, and that's it. But if the boxer is not feeling him in the spirit, they're not going to learn. They're not going to learn. Like I said, I'll go back to what I was saying initially. I've been around the world, and I'll sit back and I'm a student of the game because I'm always looking to learn. I don't know it all. Some people can be critical of the things I've said or the fights I've had. Sometimes I have bad nights in fights. Sometimes I've had bad. I look back on some of the fights I've had and say, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. I should have did this. I should have did. But it's hard to make those adjustments during the fight. You got to have your mind made up and your game plan made up when you step up on those stairs. Otherwise, you're not going to have a good night. Yeah. So I've had my share of bad nights. My nights haven't all been. Everybody does. Everybody has their share of bad nights. The best trainers in the world. But for the most part, where I've been throughout the world, the so-called trainers in the world now don't know jack about boxing.
I'm gonna make a statement.
I'm watching. I'm observing.
I'm gonna make a statement tonight about matchroom boxers. Right? I'm gonna make a statement tonight. In general, they are not educated and managed correctly to fight the right fights at the right time. And then they get rushed either into world title shots or into fights where they're not ready, properly prepared to face the opposition. So they've got these nice track suits and they can fight a bit.
You know what?
Yeah.
And you know what? They're not going to be prepared because they don't have teachers.
Exactly.
It always goes back to teachers. You observe the trainers, the so-called trainers in the world today. You observe them.
I'm observing.
You
I'm
tell
watching.
me a trainer that takes a guy. Tell me a trainer that takes his charge into a fight against a seasoned, elderly world champion, the Kovalev fight. You tell me a trainer that takes his boxer into a match when he's never been on that level with a fighter like Kovalev. He's never gone past what? The 8th round? Has he ever gone past the 8th?
No.
He certainly hadn't gone past the 10th. But you tell a guy in the 8th round to go out there and let it all hang out. Despite the fact that he doesn't have the experience that he
to go 12 rounds.
Thing off in the 8th round, he doesn't have the experience to hang around to the 12th round. You tell me a trainer that's not going to have this guy to spar. Sparring is valuable to a fighter because a fighter gains experience from the sparring. That just shows you the caliber of mentality of today's so-called trainers and teachers.
Well, Frank Warren.
These guys are trainers, but they're not teachers.
Frank Warren
they're not teachers because they haven't been to them.
Yeah, no. Warren made a statement. Frank Warren made a statement. He said that I'm going to have a sit down with Yard and Ajayi. And he said, if feelings are hurt, feelings are hurt. He don't give a damn. Frank Warren. That's what he said.
Did you hear what Bob Arum said about Yard's trainer?
No, I didn't. Tell me.
Did you hear what Yard said? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Hello?
I'm here, Uncle. Go ahead.
Did you hear what Bob Arum said about Anthony Yard's trainer?
What did he say? Tell me, Uncle.
He said that Anthony Yard should shoot Tunde Ajayi. Bob Adams said that. He said that Anthony Yard should shoot Tunde Ajayi. Now, I've never heard that before in my life. Are you with me?
Yeah, I heard that. Well, he did set him up to get knocked out, to be honest.
What did it say?
He did set him up to get knocked out, you know. Bob don't mess around. When I looked Bob in the eye, I said to him, when we get the eye as a dog fight in UK, is it going to fight the guy that beat him? I said, what? You mean the guy that roughed him up and almost knocked out Dogberg? Yeah, I wanted to go back and have a rematch against him and get the title off him. I went, oh no. And Bob just looked me straight in the eye. There was no remorse, no heart, no feelings, nothing. I wanted to go back and fight him again.
This is why I've always feared promoters with a lot of fighters. I've always feared them. I like to get with promoters that has a good game plan that can offer the proper money for the caliber of fighter that my fighters fight. But I never like to put my fighter with a promoter with a lot of stars because they gamble with the stars. But when I put my guy with a promoter that's only got 1 or 2 stars, then they're more careful with how they match them.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But when you got a promoter and the promoter's got 10 stars, he can gamble. You know?
Yeah.
If he lose 1, so what? I lost 1. I got 9 more.
Yeah.
So it was easy and I told you, I mentioned to you before that fight happened, I said if they go back to this guy, the guy's going to knock him out easier. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah, well, I said it myself. I looked at Doc Bell and went, oh boy. I went, oh boy.
Well,
that's the end of that.
Having said that, the whole foundation of any tutelage that you have in the world, it all boils down to teaching. When you go to Harvard, Yale, you understand, Princeton, and all of these universities, these have notoriety for being great institutions of learning. They're not like the other institutions, even though the other institutions may be good teachers, but when you look at Harvard, Yale, Princeton, all these different institutions of higher learning, they're outstanding and they're noted throughout the world for their good teaching staff, good professors, and what have you. They're not like other institutions. That's why people struggle to get inside those institutions. They just had a big scandal in America where different Hollywood stars and stuff was paying staff and teachers to get their children into these colleges. Yeah, they was paying.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that.
The teachers and stuff to get their children. So what is that saying? They want to put them where their best, outstanding teachers are. So when you look at a guy like Waxy, Yard, yeah, it's potential. But as the old timers would always say, my trainer would say many, many years ago, he said, yeah, you got potential, but we don't eat potential, we eat the actual. We don't eat potential, we eat the actual. We can't embrace the ideal, we have to embrace the real.
Okay.
We can't pay our rent with the ideal. We pay our rent with the real.
Uncle.
We don't live off the potential. We live off the actual. So a lot of people got potential, but it takes teachers to nurture the potential and then give them application. Then when you get the application, you gotta have knowledge with the application. You can't have application and don't have knowledge. You can't have knowledge and don't have application. why I'm so hard on this nonsense going on in boxing.
Uncle, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
There's a bunch of nonsense going on.
Uncle, you're breaking up.
And boxing has taken a step down as opposed to yesteryear.
You have.
Look at the record of Evan Charles. Look at the record of Henry Arthur. Look at this. I don't know why I'm breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. You sound like you're going underwater.
Can you hear me?
Wait, let me call you back. Let me call you back. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Let me call you back. The issues you have ringing on a Colombian network. Blame Ivana Habazan for this side tech trading camp in Colombia. What's she thinking? Now answer the phone, Uncle. Uncle?
You hear me?
Ah, yes, better. Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, the question is, yeah, you're great. You're great. I've just been asked a question. As your manager, I have been asked, when are you going to come to the UK to work with UK fighters?
I would like to come to UK. I would like to come to UK, because I feel that I could do some good things in UK, because UK, in my opinion, is the cradle of boxing right now. There's no place in the world that has greater fans than the UK. More appreciative fans than the UK. More knowledgeable fans than the UK. I don't think no place in the world has greater fans or more knowledgeable fans than the UK. So I would definitely like to be there. But because I am the teacher that I am, my skills are in great demand. That's why I'm here in Colombia, because my skills are in demand. When I leave here, I'm headed to Germany. I'm headed to Warsaw, Poland. But I think, for the most part, the best fans, the more knowledgeable, the more educated fans are in the UK. When I see the stuff that's going on in the UK, I get emotionally upset because I'm a boxing fanatic. I'm a boxing fanatic. I think that I have something to share. But the problem with so-called teachers and so-called trainers around the world, the problem with them is that they're arrogant, they're stubborn, they're bullheaded. I don't need James Ali Bashir to show me nothing. I don't give a damn if he's been in the sport 50 years. I've only been in the sport 11 years, and I know everything. So I've been sitting around for 50 years playing with myself. I don't understand what's going on. I don't have nothing to share. So I look at those guys in the UK. I look at the guys here in Colombia, and those guys around the world. They're missing things because I see so many problems, so many indecisiveness at the world-class level. I said, these guys just don't know. And the thing that really bothers me is that the boxers don't know that they're putting themselves in danger by having these bullshit so-called teachers in their corners. And they seem to be all right with it. And it makes me laugh. And I say, oh my God, these guys are all right with it. So I'm going to get to UK. Inshallah, God wills, I'm going to get to UK. I'm going to set up and I'm going to work there,
Well, Uncle, you can't say we didn't try before, because we did try. Did we?
But it's not the end of the road.
Yeah, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
It's not the end of the road. We'll get back there.
We'll get back there. We'll get back on that horse. Let's talk about. I know what's coming. I know what's coming already. What you're going to say about this? Let's talk about Hughie Fury, Shades of Ali, versus Alexander Povetkin. Your thoughts?
I told you from the very beginning. I told you a long time ago that Hughie Fury doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. I just don't see him ever materializing, ever coming to fruition. And I told you that as late as the other night, he just can't win the big one. All right? He lost to Parker, he lost to Pulev, and now he's lost to a guy that's calling out Alexander Povetkin. Povetkin is a good fighter. but I think his better days are behind him.
Oh yeah. I think.
Okay. I didn't see any body punching from Povetkin today. If Povetkin had been attacking the body from the very first round, he probably would have got Fury out there about a 7th, 8th round. But he didn't do that. He kept lunging and throwing headshots, and because he was throwing headshots and missing those headshots, he was tiring himself. Again, it goes all back to the teachers. Fury needs to think about tape trainers. Now look, it's not that his father's a bad trainer, but what happens a lot of times when you're with a fighter for a long time, a fighter takes trainer for granted. Not purposely, but unconsciously.
Subconsciously, yes.
He gets so used to the trainer that he doesn't really embrace or embrace what the trainer is teaching very well. So sometimes it's better to bring in a breath of fresh air and say, look, by the way, let another trainer do this here. It happens. I don't say that he doesn't respect his father's teaching, but this is his 3rd fight at top level. And this is the 3rd fight that he failed. And I told you a long time ago.
I think there's a mental block there with Fury. I think he starts off with good intentions and then he falls into old habits. And he seems to fall into this sort of like sparring mode. And he can't seem to get, he walks himself into, like he starts off walking all right, and then he walks into quicksand. And he gets stuck in the quicksand and he can't get out of it. Like he started off quick with a jab and moving around, yeah. And then after about round 3, the hands started coming down by the side.
Did you hear the scores on that fight tonight between Fury
and Povetkin? 117, 111, something like that. 116, 111.
That's miserable. That's miserable.
But he was getting outworked because all he did every time Povetkin came up close, he just tied him up. He kept chucking that right hand over the top, which I said in the preview. He kept chucking it right in. Lucky he didn't get himself knocked out. The referees for that fight was terrible. Of course he was. He allowed Huey to do all the holding all the time.
The kid got hit in the body while he was on the floor. The referee should have been there.
Oh, you're talking about the Charlie Edwards fight now? Oh, God.
What happened?
You're talking about Charlie Edwards fight.
What happened?
The Charlie Edwards fight.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he was going to get knocked out anyway. Don't worry about that.
Yes. He was knocked out. Even without that kid throwing that punch, he was gone.
Yeah, of course he was.
Gone. But the fact of the matter is that the referee should have been closer to the action. You can't be halfway across town when the guys are fighting. You got to be close to the action to get in there and break it up.
Yeah.
That body punch came when he was on the floor, but I don't think the kid meant to do it. I think the kid was just caught up in the emotion. I thought he was just caught up in the emotion and he was fighting.
He'll come out if they have a rematch. He'll come out even faster.
He'll knock him out.
He'll come out like Tommy Hearns against Marvin Hagler.
You know what I'm saying? That kid got hit. And then you got the guy in the Fury fight. Fury kept hitting Povetkin in the back of the head. And the dumbass referee acted like it wasn't happening. You got Pritchard Cologne over in America who's in a vegetative state because he kept getting hit in the back of the head, and the referee wasn't doing nothing about it. This is a very, very dangerous thing when you're hitting a fight in the back of the head.
It is. It can scramble your eyesight.
Yeah, that's 10-ounce gloves. It can scramble more than your eyesight. It can scramble your spleen, your spine, everything. That's why the referees have to step in and say, if you do it again, I'll take a point. If you do it again, I'll disqualify you. You got to be firm with this. But the referee in the Fury Povetkin fight acted as though it wasn't nothing happening. Get this old tired-ass, lazy-ass referees out here and put somebody in there with vigor and drive and attentiveness. And say, look, this can't happen. If you hit him in the back of the head again, I'll penalize you. And if you do it again, I'll suspend you. I'll stop the fight. I'll disqualify you. But the referee was just taking. Povetkin kept I looked at it. It had to be 7 or 8 times. He hit him in the back of the head. And Fury kept sneaking right hands in on the break. You understand? I said, no, this is not right. Oh, it's so much stuff. You know, I'm fortunate to be in boxing right now because there's so much stuff that go on in boxing that I really don't like. It makes me just want to walk away sometimes.
That's how I feel, Uncle. I told the viewers tonight about this. It's sickening. It's sickening. Boxing's a joke, and I can't take it seriously at all. It's an absolute joke. Got clowns running it, and it's just, it's not nice. It's just not. People are more interested. To me, people are more interested in propaganda, fake news, people wanting to fail, and pointing fingers and favoritism. I mean, tonight I was watching Lomachenko versus Campbell, and all through the night I kept hearing Lomachenko. The only thing I didn't hear is Lomachenko's come out the toilet. Lomachenko's so great when he's in the toilet. Nobody does it better than Lomachenko when he's in the toilet. Lomachenko's out the toilet now, and Lomachenko's putting gloves on. Oh, I love the way Lomachenko puts his gloves on. The commentary about Lomachenko was almost sickening. And I'm wondering what Terence Crawford must be thinking. This guy, Terence Crawford, undisputed champion, moved up in weight categories, never complained about the weight. Do you know what I mean? Not been beaten, not been dropped. But this guy Lomachenko is pound for pound #1 in the world. Ahead of Canelo, ahead of Crawford, ahead of Usyk, who went in different countries to become world champion, to become undisputed. But this guy Lomachenko gets #1 in the world. Rubbish.
I've worked with and around Lomachenko during the time that I was training Alexander Usyk.
Okay.
And what I observed about the Ukrainian boxer, that they are workaholics, man. They work hard. They work harder than the average boxer ever does. And they put in their time and overtime to be the fighters that they are. You understand? It takes a lot of work to do the things that Lomachenko does in that ring. So the accolades that he gets, I can understand why they're doing it, because they, compared to the people they're fighting, if you don't talk about them, what are you going to talk about?
Wait.
What are you going to talk? Luke Campbell was like he was walking through a mall. You understand? He looked like he was swimming or something. He looked like, where's Lomachenko? He's behind you, and when he turned, he get hit. So Luke Campbell was like a fish out of water. Again, it goes back to the teacher. Who's teaching Luke Campbell?
Shane McGuigan now.
Huh?
Shane McGuigan.
Shane McGuigan? Okay, so who is Shane McGuigan?
I ain't got a clue.
That's what I'm saying. What pedigree does Shane McGuigan? What does he bring to the dance? What else does he bring to the dance?
So he said, "Oh, Barry McGuigan's son."
Wow. Wow, I'm impressed. Shane McGuigan's Barry's son? Wow.
The same Barry McGuigan that fell down in the sun against Steve Cruz. Remember that fight?
Yeah. Barry McGuigan was a good fighter, but that doesn't give his son a pass.
It doesn't.
That doesn't give his son a pass. His son was out there calling himself training a fighter, and the fighter looked like a fish out of water. Lomachenko was giving him so many angles, he didn't know where to go from. Didn't you know what you was up against? Didn't you do any homework? Didn't you watch the film? Didn't you study anything about Lomachenko to be prepared for those things that he was doing? No, it looked like he had studied Jack. So I don't care whether it was Barry McGuigan's son or Bobo Johnson's son. His fighter failed big time. He was beaten up in there tonight, man. He was beaten up in there. Barry McGuigan's son. He's not Barry McGuigan. Barry McGuigan is a boxer, not no trainer. So that makes so Shane McGuigan, that makes his son a trainer. Please give me a break, man. And people in the listening audience, I'm expecting the people in the listening audience to be in harmony with what I'm saying. That doesn't make anything. They keep Luke Campbell as good potential. But again, if the potential is not nurtured, if it's not carefully nurtured, it's going nowhere.
I might. Mr. McGuigan was ring trainer of the year 2016. I think that was the year that Carl Frampton won and beat Santa Cruz. But I said Santa Cruz would come back and beat him, and he whooped him in a rematch.
Okay, I've never been ring trainer of the year. Maybe they should get me in there.
Well, if you go ahead with Ivana and do the stuff that you're saying is going to happen, you might end up becoming ring trainer of the year. And on that note, I want to say that
I think a lot of those accolades, Sports Illustrated, Ring Magazine, and Hall of Fame. I think a lot of this stuff is political appointments. Is who you know, not what you know.
Exactly. Totally agree with you.
So I don't put much stock in that stuff. You know, I don't put much stock. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, God knows best. You know, I don't get caught up in that stuff. He's a Ring Magazine or this magazine trainer of the year. I don't get caught up in that nonsense. It's nonsense. You know, it's nonsense because most of the people that's been out there, I think Freddie Roach is a 2-time trainer of the year, you know?
I made a statement the other day of all these supposed expert trainers. I said, outside of the fighter that they've been famous for training, what other successes have they had outside that fighter they've been training?
And what kind of track record?
That's what I've said to these people, and nobody can come back to me.
Who else have they worked with? Who else have they worked with? You won't find them.
Somebody says you can't blame Shane. You can't blame Shane for Luke Campbell's performance, but at the same time, he can be given the credit for.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything, but somebody's in the comment section has gone, you can't blame Luke Campbell's trainer for Luke Campbell's performance, but you can credit Shane McGuigan when you want to credit him.
Let me tell you something. A box is only a reflection of the teachers that he had.
Yes, that's very true. Very, very true. Very true.
You know, I thought that Luke made a mistake by spreading his legs
too wide.
You saw it.
Because when you do that, you can't get no movement.
Get down. Yeah, it restricts his movement. It takes away from his height. It takes away from his reach. It's better if you keep your legs closer together and stand tall and make Lomachenko punch up. And then when Lomachenko goes to the body, he's got to use good jabs, good hooks, good uppercuts. I mean, it's just basic knowledge. But when you spread your legs, like when I saw him spreading his legs like that, they'll say he's asking for trouble.
You see, but the idea is when they spread their legs, they can put a firm footing on the ground so they can dig the shots in.
But they can't move.
Yeah, but De La Hoya used to do that. But De La Hoya used to do that as well, spread his legs and to plant punches. But then he would bring his legs close together when he wanted to move around the ring.
I just think it was a bad move. I think that he served himself better and conserved more energy if he kept his legs closer together and worked behind a good jab, good uppercuts. Right? Because at first, the first part of the fight, every time he jabbed, he was giving Lomachenko something to worry about. And I thought that he landed a good left uppercut to Lomachenko's solar plexus and hurt him a little bit.
Having said that, you say that, Uncle, but the reversal says, well, if he didn't have his feet planted the way he did, he wouldn't have been able to generate the power that he did to hurt Lomachenko the way that he did. So that was the way he generated his power, correct or not?
Okay, if that's the way he generated power, so what's the sense of him being 5'9"? I mean, how does he utilize his height and his reach? He said that he was going to teach Lomachenko something about how to work height and reach. How can you do that if you got your legs spread and you're about the same height as Lomachenko?
Because you're not conceding you.
It's a contradictory. It's a contradiction. It's a complete contradiction.
I would, if he's gonna concede his height like that, I would like to see him more dig into the body more and be more aggressive and trying to. Because there were times that it felt he was following Lomachenko around the ring, while and said, "You know what? I'm gonna when your back's against ropes, I'm gonna put it on you and your back's against ropes. I'm really gonna go forward and dig you to the body. I'm really gonna put it on you." And there were moments in it where I thought Luke Campbell hurt Lomachenko to the body, and Lomachenko would take a step back and take a breather and go around the ring. And Luke would just follow him around the ring like a mummy, following him around the ring instead of sitting there. All right,
You
here.
know what? You know why? Because Luke was tired. Luke was getting hit. And when Lomachenko was moving away from Luke, said, "This is a great time for me to rest." That was the attitude that I got from Luke's movements. It's like, okay, he's moving. I'm glad he is moving. That's what I got from it. Because there was no urgency to get close to him. There was no urgency to mount any kind of attack in the middle rounds to get back in the fight. There was no urgency.
Yeah, well, maybe it was something that we.
After a while, it became to a point like, I just want to go the distance.
But listen, if you get hit with one of them body shots by Lomachenko, and I said it in the preview, the two areas I think are concerned for me with Luke Campbell is the body and the chin. He could be doing all he's doing, and one touch to the body or to the chin, he changes the whole fight. And that's what happened. As soon as he got touched to that body, he's like glass body he's got, Luke Campbell. I think he struggles at the weight, at lightweight. I really think he struggles at lightweight. Because every time he got touched to the body by Lomachenko, he was buckling, he was doubling up.
He got beaten up in there tonight. He got beaten up in there tonight. You know?
Oh.
He was thoroughly beaten up in there tonight.
I have to ask a question from earlier on before that person disappears. Says, hi Ingram, from the start, from the last interview, why did Uncle change his opinion of Yard at cruiserweight when you corrected yourself about him being 6 foot instead of 5'9", as previously thought?
Say it again.
Why did you change your opinion about Yard fighting a cruiserweight when you discovered he was 6 foot instead of 5'9"?
I changed my opinion.
Yeah, because I said that Yard could move up to cruiserweight.
If he's 6 foot, it gives him more of an entry to the cruiserweight division.
Why?
5'9", because the cruiserweights are big guys.
Okay.
Those guys are anywhere from 6'2" to 6 feet tall.
Okay, it's true.
You come in at 5'9", you know, with 76, 78 inches of reach. I mean, you got a hard mountain to climb. But those 2 extra inches gives him entry into the division. I didn't say he was going to be effective in the division, but it gives him justification to be there. That's why I said that. We
need to educate it was a dream, because he's saying you can't blame Shane McGuigan for Luke having a weak body, or you can't blame Shane McGuigan for the way the fight went. Lomachenko is just a different proposition. Well, I disagree with that. I disagree with it too. Because the tactics.
Shane McGuigan knows that Luke can't make the weight that move him up to 40.
That, or
he knows he's got a glass body, move him up to 40. If he knows he's going to be trained at that weight, move him up to 40.
You did, or
so yeah, I blame.
Or you change the strategy. You change the strategy. Because it was Luke Campbell was only in trouble when his back was touching the ropes. When he was on the front foot, he was okay. It's when he was on the back foot and he started backing straight up against the ropes. That's when he started running to Lomachenko. Because when he backed up against the ropes, he didn't know what to do. For the most part, he started tucking up here and Lomachenko started working the body. He didn't really want to work too much on the inside, even though it's a nice little uppercut on the inside.
Well, it's short. He got beat up today.
Now, it was a dream. Ask the question. Oh, answer the question. If Bashir or you train Luke, would he have beat Lomachenko? Well, if it were me, he wouldn't be fighting with his legs sprayed apart. That's for the first thing. I would have want him to be as agile as possible against Lomachenko. To have your legs sprayed apart and then conceding height is a problem. And then if you're gonna, for me, if you were gonna spray your legs like that, then you're looking to dig to the body. Uncle?
The first thing you do with a guy like Lomachenko is you present awkwardness to compensate his awkwardness. Because no awkward fighter wants to fight another awkward fighter. But you can't stay in your position while he becomes the awkward fighter, because that's when the problem starts. I also observed that Lomachenko kept moving to his left. This is a strategy that I formed for Alexander Usyk against Povetkin years ago. Up until that time, you saw southpaws constantly moving to the right. Go back and examine history. Go back to YouTube and look at all the southpaws fight each other. You'll find every southpaw fighter always moving to their right, where their right jab was. But when I got Usyk to fight Povetkin, I formulated a style that says, no, you go the opposite way. Let's take away his left hand. Take away the left hand, and we'll do the landing of the left hand and in the jab, and that's how it did. And we virtually shut Povetkin out. I think it was 120, 110, 120, 120, 110, and then 119, 111.
I'm gonna ask. It was a dreamer question. He's saying, would Uncle Bashir have, if he had Luke Campbell, would he have beaten Lomachenko? Let me ask you a question. 50 years experience in boxing, training multiple champions. Do you think that Uncle Bashir has got the experience over Shane McGuigan's youth? And how much of that experience has Shane McGuigan got that tops Uncle Bashir's experience? Let me ask you that question. Uncle Bashir's been over 50 years within boxing. How many years has Shane McGuigan been in boxing? So surely that experience has got to mean for something.
Of course it does. It means something to all of our hearers. This is out to the person who asked that question. Experience is always valuable. Our mothers, our fathers, our grandfathers, aunts, uncles, and neighbors. So yeah, how old is Barry McGuigan? How old is Barry McGuigan? How old is Shane McGuigan? He's
saying that he said that we're basically shitting on Shane McGuigan. We're not shitting on Shane McGuigan. We're just letting.
No, we're not shitting. No. We're not shitting on Shane McGuigan. Shane is a young guy. Every human being makes mistakes. This is the position that this caller is taking. He's taking the whole thing, the whole topic wrong.
Of course he is.
We're just pointing
but you see, but that's the main.
Let me finish. We're pointing out the ramifications of the fight, the flaws, the indecisiveness, and something at the point that we're alluding to is that the young trainers need to get with more knowledgeable people to learn what the fuck they're doing. We're not sitting on Shane. You need to get with somebody to learn what you're doing before you go out there and do it. What you think because you watch your dad box, you can be a trainer? And you're out there giving instructions at the risk of somebody else getting killed. No, that's not what boxing is about. Boxing is about decisiveness. I stayed under many trainers.
You learned your trade under great trainers.
I learned my trade. I learned from being a trainer. And you know what? I learned and I kept my fucking mouth shut. I learned. Tommy Paul, Sam Salmon, Bobby McQuilla.
Listen, Uncle, it's no point saying this stuff to these people because they don't understand that. Because if they understood that mentality, they wouldn't talk the way they're talking.
What I'm pointing out is it takes time. And all of those trainers that I work with, right up until the great Emmanuel Stewart. I worked under Emmanuel 17 years. And I never said shit. The only time I got talked to Emmanuel or disagreed with him was in private.
Okay. Well, wait. He's going here and says, yeah, but I don't agree. Who is Shane when you were joking about that? Mate, you got a master in the room talking about boxing. So he, as a master, is entitled to say that.
Who is Shane?
Who is Shane McGuigan?
Who is Shane? Who is Shane McGuigan? Who is he? He's a kid, man, compared to me. He's a kid compared to me. That's why I said I add to Shane McCoy, and I asked this all of them, who is Tundai John? Because they're like kids compared to me. They didn't come up the same way I came up. People in society now are just so impatient,
and it's this mentality. This same mentality is what's stopping boxing.
Let me tell you something. The young people in the world now are so disrespectful, so impatient, that they want to just jump into something. Give me a jar, put it in the jar, shake it up, and is it ready yet? Okay, I'm a trainer. And then you got people out there getting their brains beat out, and you don't even know the signs. So yeah, I asked the question, who are these guys? I come from the old school. And when you come up to the old school, you keep your mouth shut and your ears and your eyes open. I remember working with Lee Black. God rest his soul. And you knew Jacks don't know nothing about Lee Black. But Lee Black trained Larry Holmes, Saul Memby, Trevor Burke. He trained guys like that there. But I worked with Lee a lot in those corners. And Lee used to do some tricky stuff that would make you lose your license today. Mm-hmm. But he was a master at buying time and, doing little things that would cost you your license today. And one night he did something in the corner. I kept questioning him about it. What was that, Mr. Black? What did you just do? I mean, what happened? Because the guy came back to the corner. He was dead. He was dead tired. And I kept asking him. And he turned to me in the corner and said, you know what, to be a young motherfucker, you ask a lot of questions. And I felt so embarrassed because other people was over my shoulder. Other people was looking at us. Oh, man, this guy is hard on me, Just keep your mouth shut, eyes open, you'll learn. But don't try to digest it all in one night. I'm 23, 24 years old. I was eager beat. I felt that I couldn't be no boxer. So now I want to be the best trainer I can be. So I'm asking questions. And later on, I said, well, what happened? He said, well, the guy was dead. He was dead tired. And he had this flask. Those alcohol flasks?
Yeah.
It was a metal flask. And it was made for alcohol when people wanted to, they could keep it in their suit jacket. And he used to keep a metal flask tied around his arm. Not tied, with a big rubber band.
Yeah.
Fat rubber band. And and when he put the Vaseline on the guy's eyes, around his nose and stuff, he kept sticking his fingers in the guy's mouth. But he made it, with his other fingers, he was putting the Vaseline on, but two of his fingers was being put in the guy's mouth. And I said, well, I couldn't figure out what the hell, what was that all about? And later on, I found out that the guy was basically knocked out. But he put brandy and essence of peppermint into that flask. And when the guy got off the stool, he took these deep breaths. He was out of breath, but he was breathing. And he goes out and knocks the guy out in the very next round. And I wanted to know what kind of magic was that. I didn't know what was going on. But I learned from him saying, listen, to be a young man, you ask a lot of questions. And he told me, he said, the reason I didn't ask you because commissions, the assistant commissioners, they was looking in your mouth when you was asking. But I was too young and dumb to understand that. So yeah, I asked the question, who is Shane McGuigan? I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying that he's a young guy and he has some things to learn. If your guy can't make the weight and you're just driving the guy down to another weight, you're asking for trouble.
Just ask, somebody just popped in. Mr. Met says Luke Campbell is older than Shane. How can Luke get experience from someone who's younger than him?
How old is Shane?
I don't know. Luke Campbell's older than him. An Olympic gold medalist as well. Oh, God.
He's older than Shane?
Yes.
Well, there's, okay, for the caller that said that I'm shitting on Shane, that's your answer. That's the end of that question, right? Now you see what I'm talking about. I probably got great-grandchildren Shane's age, so now you're still questioning why I'm shitting on him?
Luke is 29. I think McGregor must be older than that. McGregor must be older than that.
Grandchildren. I've got 5 grandchildren, 36, 37, 38 years old.
Checkmate.
Come on, man. I mean, come on. And they're still coming to me.
Oh man. Oh. For me, if I'm Luke Campbell, I would like to see Luke Campbell with an experienced trainer. I really would like to see him with an experienced trainer. One who could have got the very best of it.
I get the person asked me why was I shitting on him. I get a lot of that wherever I go. Down in South Africa, the same thing. You know, in Germany, the same thing. I try to point different things out to these wannabe trainers, and they reject me right away. He thinks he knows everything. He thinks he knows this. He thinks he knows that. And maybe sometimes I might come off like I did, but that's not what I mean. I'm just trying to share the knowledge that I gain.
Yeah.
I'd like to share the knowledge that I gain with people who are receptive of it.
I think I've said it before. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep on saying it. You need to set up an academy and invite trainers to come along, make them pay some money, and set up a James Ali Bashir Masterclass Academy. That's what I say. Said it before, Uncle, and I'll say it again. Have I not said it to you?
Yes.
Well, that's it. Wasn't that what we're trying to do?
Yes. But
well,
my forte in boxing is that it's so hard for me to walk away from a boxing. It's difficult. My passion, my love for the sport.
Yeah, but Uncle, you're not. But with all due respect. Okay.
When I'm in the trenches with a boxer.
Yeah.
Vlad Sarenko. You saw how me and Vlad worked.
Of course. I saw up close and personal.
When I'm in the trenches with a boxer, I'm zoned out. That's my passion.
I get that.
So when I stop that day and go to teach master classes, which will take 6 months, 5 months or something.
No.
All the time in the background.
No, you do it over a weekend. You do it over a weekend. You might do a weekend this weekend.
Okay, so over a weekend. That time I'm away from my boxers. There's a little closet in my mind saying, damn, I wonder what the boxers doing. Damn, I wonder how the boxers make it. So yeah, I'm gonna stay with you. And sooner or later we're gonna get together, we're gonna do certain things. You know, because I have something to contribute. I'm not gonna be here forever.
Yeah, well, we're gonna make it happen soon. Listen, Emmanuel Stewart, God bless his soul, you know, he's trying to start something like that, but we need.
That's my man.
Do you mean?
Look, let me say this thing. Me and Emmanuel Stewart, probably, if not the greatest trainer, probably was one of the top 3 great trainers of all time, if not the greatest trainer. But me and Emmanuel would get on a phone, or we'd get somewhere in his house, and we would argue and fight like cats and dogs. He was 5, 6 years older than me. He was like a big brother, you know. And we would have shootouts, man. We would have some verbal shootouts in the privacy, in our own privacy. I said, well, Emmanuel, I disagree with this. I disagree with that there. No. You don't know what you're talking about. See, you're going too fast. I said, no. I know what I'm talking about. You don't know. No. And we would fight. No. But you got to sit down and listen. I said, God damn it, I'm trying to tell you something. You got to goddamn listen. If you listen sometimes, you're hard in you know boxing, but you goddamn you try to go too fast. He would always come down on me. It was a big brother, little brother thing. We used to struggle. Thump. But we couldn't stay away from each other. Emmanuel would call me and say, where you at? I say, I'm here, there. He said, all right, get on a plane. I got a plane ticket. Come on. You got to come on. I'm in Italy right now. Come on. I said, well, I can't. He said, no, goddamn it, I need you now. Get on the plane. Tomorrow morning, the plane is 5 o'clock in the morning. And it'll be 11 o'clock at night. He said, 5 o'clock in the morning. Get your shit back and get there. So I understood that he valued me in his own way. He would get on my nerves a lot. Man, he would get on my nerves. You know? And me and him would go and have these battles. But when we came to the public, when we came to the dance, they always saw unity.
Of course.
Nobody would ever understand, nobody would ever know that there was a fight. We would even fight in Vladimir Klitschko's camp. I'd go to his room and we'd have a big, big blowout. And then soon as the blowout finished, he said, God damn it, man, I'm hungry, man. You know, make me hungry. Arguing this, fighting, shout and shit. Come on, let's go get something to eat. That's the kind of guy he was.
Can you imagine?
That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of relation. That's the kind of relationship that I had with the great Emmanuel Stewart. He said, God damn it, I need you here with me because you know boxing. He said, you're one of the few motherfuckers that I'll bring around me that know boxing. Now, I need you here, God damn it, get on the plane and get over here. All right? I got money here for you, all right? I got the money here for you. He says, oh, yeah. I said, it's not even about the money. God damn it, don't tell me it's not about the money. That's why you're here, for the money. I got the money here. If you want to come get the money, come on, get it. If not, I'll give it to somebody else. God damn it, fuck it, get on the plane. And I get on the plane and I'd come. Because he was my man. We hung out together. We did certain things together. Certain things that didn't involve boxing. You know, we hung out together. We was close. You know? And I learned from Emmanuel Stewart. He was a master strategist. He probably would, I know for a fact he was the best strategist of all the trainers. You know? There were some other good trainers around. Eddie Fudge, Customado, they were good trainers. But Emmanuel Stewart was right there with him. And as angry as Emmanuel used to make me, and I know I made him angry too, in the end, I know that we loved each other. I know we loved each other. And,
Uncle,
yeah.
so people are asking a question. First of all, where does Huey Fury rank for you?
Where does Huey Fury rank? Where does he rank?
Yes.
This kid from Colombia that just fought, what's his name? The Colombian kid that just fought Dillian White.
Oscar Rivas.
Rivas would knock Fury out. Anybody that puts the pressure on Fury, goes to Fury's body, go knock him out. You know, he slips, slides, stay to the side because he's a tall kid, agile. You know? But I don't think that he belongs in the top 10. I don't see him being in the top 10. I struggle to see him in the top 15. It's just something that's missing with Huey Fury. And I've said that as far back as 2 years ago.
Is it boxing IQ? Is it boxing IQ?
I just don't, I can't put my finger on it because I'm not around him enough. You know, I can't tell what's going through his head. And I think one of the things that makes a good couple with a boxer and a trainer is that they both understand each other through and through. And it's just so many things that I don't understand about Huey Fury. Tonight he came in there, how tall is Huey? 6'7", 68, 6'8"? How tall is he?
Who? Fury? 6'6".
Yes, 6'6". He came in at 225 today. You know? So I said, okay, he's got a good weight. He's going to move. He's going to box. But I just don't understand what's missing with this guy. I can't understand it. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely something missing. Can't tell what it is. Next question people are asking is, do you think that Tank Davis could beat Lomachenko? I think he stands a good chance now.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I just don't think Tank Davis can beat Lomachenko. I don't think so. That's why. I think Lomachenko got too many different skills for Tank Davis to deal with. Tank Davis is a good puncher. But Lomachenko, he's got a vacuum of different moves, angles, and he got good punching power, good accuracy, good chin, good guard. He's got a lot of things to beat. Good athleticism. That's the major thing about Lomachenko. It just makes Tank Mack is a strong guy. He's a good puncher, but I just don't think he can beat Lomachenko.
What about Shaka Stevenson?
Stevenson is too green to beat Lomachenko. All right? Stevenson is still a green fighter. You know, he's a nice fighter, good skills. Comes from my hometown, you know.
Yeah.
And I once a couple of times I worked with him in the gym when he was a little kid, you know. And he has good attributes, good eyes, good reflexes. But right now, I think it's a little too soon for Stevenson to try to be on the same level with Lomachenko.
What about my good friend Richard Comey?
Comey is a big guy. You know, he's a big guy, but Comey is a big, strong guy. He's much bigger than Lomachenko. So I don't know about that kid, but I don't think that he can beat him.
Somebody's asked the question, who is your all-time favorite boxer?
Oh, man, that's easy. Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson.
Ah, see, Sugar Ray Robinson's my number one. Ali's up there, but he's not my number one. I think I've got Sugar Ray Robinson, Henry Armstrong, and then Muhammad Ali. Yeah, then Ali at 3. Ray Robinson.
For me, what makes a great fighter is the circumstances that they're fighting under.
Yep.
All right? Muhammad Ali fought under some very, very difficult circumstances.
Okay.
You got to understand, America was a very, very racist place when I was a young kid. Very racist.
Yep.
They hated Muhammad Ali. They hated Muhammad Ali so much that black people used to hate Muhammad Ali. Black people used to hate him. And the circumstances that Muhammad Ali had to fight under and then win under was incredible. It was just incredible. So that's what made him my all-time favorite.
But what about Sugar Ray Robinson?
Ray Robinson fought under the same circumstances. He was before him and Joe Louis.
And Ray Robinson...
But they stayed under the radar. Listen, Ray Robinson and Joe Louis went into the military. Muhammad Ali said, I'm not going. Y'all got to be out of your mind. You think I'm going to Vietnam?
Yeah,
and when they did that, they said, when Muhammad Ali did that, they said, what? He said, I'm not going to Vietnam. Are y'all crazy? Y'all trying to get me to go way across the world to fight some dog people that look like me and kill some dog people and maybe get killed by the same dog people. And then only to come home for y'all to call me a nigger? No, I ain't going.
Yeah.
You didn't do that in America during that time.
Yeah, that
this
made...
is what made Muhammad Ali so great, because he stood up to the establishment.
Yeah, but that's political and that's outside the ring. But what about him inside the ring?
Wait a minute. What I'm trying to tell you is circumstances. Can you imagine trying to be a fighter with that riding on your back? Can you imagine trying to go out there and win? I
couldn't. And that is what makes Ali great.
Yeah, we want to shut that big mouth nigga up. So we're going to bring in Sonny Liston to shut this big mouth nigga up. We're going to bring in Ernie Terrell. Because at that time, they had black people they called Uncle Toms. So every black person, Floyd Patterson, all these other people, we want to get these people to shut that big mouth nigga up. That Cassius Clay's a big mouth nigga. And if somebody needs to shut him up. And so Ali stood up against all of that there.
Yeah.
And he had to fight. He had to win. He had to train. Even when he came out of the exile, I think his exile lasted 3 years and 8 months where he couldn't box. They took his passport, so he couldn't go to England. He couldn't go anywhere to box. So he was just out of boxing for 3 years and 8 months. What does he do? He comes out of that funk, out of that 3 years and 8 months. And the very first fight he takes on the number 3 contender in the world. Who does that? Who comes out of retirement?
Certainly not Tyson Fury.
Wait a minute. He comes out of retirement for 3 years and 8 months, and he fights the number 3 contender in Jerry Quarry. Who does that? After 3 years and 8 months off the job, you take on the number 3 contender. The people in his camp said, Muhammad, this is a big risk. You know, you've been out 3 years and 8 months. Ali comes back and knocks Jerry Quarry out. Then Ali says, you know what? I think it's 3 months later. He says, you know what? Give me the number 1 contender. He said, Ali, this is crazy. Give me the number 1 contender. He takes on the number 1 contender and Oscar Bonavena. Guess what? He knocks him out. Then 4 months later, he takes on who?
Fraser, the champion.
He takes on the guy who took over the title when they put him in exile. He takes on the guy who gains the championship. He said, "Give me the champion, Joe Frazier." You know what he did that? He did that all in 9 months. So Ali is my number 1 guy.
Wow.
He's my number 1 guy. When you fight under them kind of circumstances, when you do that kind of stuff, that's something special. He's a special fighter. Muhammad Ali is number 1 in my book.
Wow. Right, when you say it like that, can't argue that.
Nobody can. And look, they say Floyd Mayweather is the best pound for pound ever. Muhammad Ali fought Kenny Norton 3 times in a career. Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier 3 times in a career. Those 6 fights was career-ending fights. You understand? He fought Joe Frazier 3 times in a career. He fought Kenny Norton 3 times in a career. You don't fight those kind of fights 3 times in 1 career.
No, you don't.
No. Floyd Mayweather never even came close to doing something like that. Are you serious? Ray Robinson fought Jake LaMotta 5 times in 1 career. Those are career-ending fights. Floyd Mayweather never did nothing even close to that.
Maidana twice. Maidana Castillo twice.
The people in boxing got to learn something about the history of boxing before they start popping y'all talking about Floyd Mayweather is the greatest power. Floyd Mayweather is a great boxer. But when you put him in comparison with Ray Robinson, a guy who had over 100 fights, or a guy that went freaking 80 fights before he lost a fight, come on, man. Come on. Let's talk boxing. You know, these people don't know what they're talking about.
BG London says, I think Peter Fury is delusional about his son and it's turning into a problem now. What are your thoughts, Uncle?
Like I said earlier, I think that it would be correct in order if Peter stepped aside, brought in another trainer and worked with the other trainer and let somebody else say something different, bring something different to you. Because like I said, Huey may be too used to his father. You know, he's too used to his father. And now he's taking his father either for granted or he can't comprehend what's being taught.
Yeah.
But whatever the case is, a new trainer stepping in with a new idea, a new concept, a new approach to boxing will be in his best interest.
Absolutely.
That's my position.
What do you think of Edwin Valero? And did Mayweather dodge Valero?
Mayweather is more of a businessman than boxer. He's capable of beating anybody. Valero was a strong fighter, but Floyd had a boxing IQ that was up the gazoo. And if he got in the ring with somebody, he'd find a way to beat him. There's one thing about Floyd Mayweather, he made adjustments. He knew how to make adjustments. After 2-3 rounds, he would be on your ass like light.
Yeah.
You know, a light comes all over you.
Of course.
So Valero was a good fighter, but I don't think he beat Floyd Mayweather.
Final question, Uncle. And this is the question. Do you think Tyson Fury beats Wilder in the rematch?
No. He might be ahead on points, but the lights goes out. But I don't think he can beat Wilder. I don't think nobody can beat Wilder.
Wow.
At this present time, I don't think nobody can beat Deontay Wilder. I think he is the heavyweight champion of the world. I think that he's dynamic. I think his punching power. You know, I was a bit skeptical at the beginning because of his awkwardness and his diverse approach to doing things in the ring. I mean, it looked like Deontay didn't know what he was doing or what he was going to do at certain times. But after watching him, you know, and realizing was he 41, 42 and 0? You know, 42 and 1 or 42 and had a draw. Whatever the case is, he got a lot of knockouts. And I think that he's the guy to beat. I think that Tyson Fury is a good boxer, but I don't think he beats Deontay Wilder. And I don't think he's in no hurry to fight Deontay Wilder.
Agreed.
I think Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury.
So do I. So do I. So do I. Uncle, we're going to have to leave it there tonight. Thank you so much as always. Do you have any final thoughts?
Hey, listen, let's pray for boxing. Boxing is in a bad way. Boxing needs help. Boxing needs help. You know, Huey Fury, got to sit back and weigh up what's happening in your career. You lost to Pulev, you lost to Parker, now you lost to
Povetkin.
a fading Alexander Povetkin.
On his Sky Sports debut, by the way.
Huh?
On his Sky Sports debut.
Yeah. But he failed. He flatlined in his debut. You know, he flatlined. He lost miserably. You know, 117, 110 or 11, some long shot and stuff like that there. But what I'm saying is that he failed miserably. So now he's young enough to say, look, I gotta rethink this whole situation. 3 major fights and 3 losses. So I think now he has to say, look, maybe I should bring in some new blood to work with my father. You know, to work with my father. You know, and let somebody come in with new ideas. But now he's got to ask himself, I've got 3 losses. So what the heck? His father's been with him all 3 losses.
Yeah.
Peter's a nice guy. Peter's a nice guy, and he's a rational guy. Even Peter's got to be asking the question, is it me now? Or is my son taking what I'm teaching him for granted? And I'm saying he don't have to consciously do it. He can unconsciously do it.
Yeah.
I've had my own sons. And I tell them all their life about different things. And then I'll look out the window, the neighbor next door is telling them something. And they say, oh, yeah. And they act like it's just, if they're
yeah, exactly.
And I'll be saying, they act like the neighbor's telling them something that I've been telling them their whole life. And then my sons look out like, yeah, I understand. And they be enthusiastic about it. And I say, you know, this is some shit. I've been telling them their whole life the same thing. Now somebody next door
Come on, do it.
understand it.
Yep. Everybody's cooking is better than mommy's cooking, I know.
Yeah, and that's what I understood the scenario. Sometimes you got to bring in new blood. You got to bring in a new angle, a new look, a new voice in this mindset. You know what? Yeah, you're right. And they can act on it. Of course, I got upset because it was my sons. I said, look at this shit, man. I've been telling them their whole life, and then there's somebody next door tell them, and then all of a sudden the light go off and they understand. So that's how I figured this out. Sometimes you got to move out the way and let blood come in. And I think that's in order in Fury's case.
You've got a question. Okay.
Go ahead.
Got a question here. Bashir, my friend trained in boxing on and off from 12 years. He's 23 now. Is it too late for him to box seriously?
He's trained for 3 years?
No. He said, my friend in boxing has trained on and off for 12 years in boxing. He's 23 now, since 12 years. Is it too late for him to box seriously now?
I mean, he's trained how? In local gyms? Or did he have amateur fights?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find this out now.
It all depends on what his aspirations are. You understand? Because some people that I know started boxing at 32 and went a long way. 32, no amateur background, and it went a long way.
Yep.
So aspiration, desire is what makes the fighter. Not so much the experience. Belief, confidence is what makes the fighter.
What?
So 23 is not a death sentence. If you want to get into boxing, I would suggest that he start at a moderate level. He can't go to the amateurs now. 23 years old. It wouldn't be a good idea to try to do amateurs now. You got to just take fights at a moderate level. It depends on what kind of aspirations, what kind of ability he has. I never want to throw dirt on somebody's aspirations.
Yeah.
If a guy's 23 years old, he's still a young guy. Hey, you think you can get in there and do it? You get in at a moderate level, you take some 4-round fights and see where you're at.
Gagu just says Tyson was only at 65% in the first Wilder fight. He wasn't optimum condition and still got a draw. I mean, I don't know how much optimum condition Tyson was training for a year. He had a run up of 3 fights before he fought Wilder. I don't know how much more fitness people want from Fury, but it's all right.
You know, it's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what Tyson did before or what he did after that. In the rematch with Deontay Wilder, which probably would be a better rematch, but I don't see him beating Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, no way.
I think he gets clipped again.
This time, Wilder will be heavier in the rematch.
Yes.
So when he nails him this time, he ain't getting up.
I think if Wilder, instead of being 212,
225.
I think if Wilder was 225 to 230 and not 212, I don't think that Tyson would have got up.
He wouldn't have got up. No, he wouldn't have got up.
You know, I don't think he would have got up.
And he'll get nailed again because he's not going to improve that much.
Wilder is getting better with each fight. He's learning with each fight. He's becoming more of a adjusted fighter with each fight. His jab is better. His right hand is murder. You know, and he has all the confidence in the world. So I'm riding with Wilder. You know, Tyson Fury is a good boxer, good skills, but I'm riding with Deontay Wilder in the rematch.
By knockout. Right, we're going to leave it there, Uncle. Thank you so much once again. Thank you all for being great listening in. Shout out to Denise Ward. Shout out to 78 Sports TV, BK London, Adam Ali.
Denise Ward. Hello,
Hood
Denise.
Patrol. BG London we got. Let's see what else we can catch in the room as well while we're at it. Sean Edwards.
I'm coming to London.
Making sure it was a dream. Joey Joe.
Hey, look. When I was in London, man, you know,
Michael Jackson.
I gotta find one.
Tosh Bear.
One of them jerk chicken joints in London.
Yes.
Are you familiar with them?
Yeah. When I was in London, I myself and Stavern went and had some food one evening. Took him to a nice restaurant.
Well, I went to a place. They had some jerk chicken and some kind of rice.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
We call it right, Uncle. We call it West Indian rice and peas.
Oh my God! I mean, I traveled from the hotel. The hotel seemed like it was across the moon. It took me about a half hour to get to the joint.
On the subject of food.
Huh?
On the subject of food. Remind Ivana that dinner date is dependent. If she wants me to pay for the meal, she has to win the fight. If she don't win the fight, she's going to pay for me. Just remember that, Uncle.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Yeah.
I'll tell her.
I know.
We'll get her ass. We'll get her ass right in line.
Right, because I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that dinner date.
Well, I figured out Ivana's going to win the fight. She's depending on you to pay for that meal.
Well, she better win the fight, didn't she?
Okay.
Or she'll be taking me to London. You should be taking me to dinner in London.
Listen, we're here in Colombia, and we're working hard. We're really working hard. I mean, really working hard, trying to win this fight. No fight is an easy fight for the person that's fighting it. No fight is an easy fight for the trainers that's behind the person that's going in there. So we're working hard, and we're going to try to win that fight. We're going to do everything we can to win it.
Absolutely.
One thing before you go.
Yes.
What kind of gloves did Luke Campbell have on in Fury? What kind of gloves did they have on?
Don't know why.
Huh?
Why'd you ask?
because they were just plain black gloves. Usually they have Everlast, Reyes, Rival, Adidas, but they're wearing plain black gloves. So what kind of gloves are those gloves? You understand? It's all Eddie Hearn's fighters. Dillian White switches gloves at the last minute, comes in the ring with some strange gloves. And now Huey Fury is wearing the strange. Well, Waxy, he's wearing them. And Luke Campbell is wearing them. Hello? What are they doing? What kind of gloves are they? Did anybody stop to ask a question about what kind of gloves? Are those the gloves they agreed on at the weigh-in?
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody needs to ask some questions. What kind of gloves are they? Usually a glove has Everlast, Rival, Adidas, or some other name on there. But those gloves that Luke Campbell had on, Waxy, and Fury, they all had plain gloves on with no writing on the gloves or anything. What kind of gloves are they?
There we go. Uncle, there we go. Those of you who want to continue the conversation with Uncle Bashir, check out his Facebook page. Uncle, we never promote your Facebook page, but check out Uncle Bashir's Facebook page. Is out there. 250 strong. Get on there. The link is in the description box. Smash the like button there and give Uncle Bashir your support. And leave your questions for Uncle Bashir so he can answer them for you. Uncle Bashir, as always, thank you so much.
You got it. Not a problem.
Take care.
Looking forward to it.
Always. Speak to you soon.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Take care.